Hello there, friends. Thank you for joining me once again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Marvin. If you're coming across my face for the first time, glad to have you here. Today I have another something else that is interesting to talk about. Today it's about dating, relationship, marriage, and So I'm going to show you a clip quickly before we start talking. I've always been of the view for many years now, for decades, I've always been of the view that dating is not the correct method to find a right partner. Many people have argued with me. Few people agree with me on this one, which is fine. Sometimes we have to be comfortable with being in the minority. I always tell people that just because the majority rule doesn't mean the majority are right. And so oftentimes we are intimidated by the fact that we are among the few who think a certain way or do something or follow a particular path of life. It becomes intimidating because you're dealing with, it's like you're up against the majority. And so because the majority win, we often want to be with the majority. But I'm among the few people, the least, that would tell you dating is not the right way to find a life partner or to get to know someone. Now, I'll say a few more things after we see this clip, because I like what this man, I don't know who he is, I just picked up this clip and I thought, well, it supports my theory, so I might as well use it. But I just like how he put it, how he explained things. And obviously I can't explain it like he did. But watch this and I'll come back and we'll talk.
Dating is not for cute pictures and making memories. That's for marriage. Dating is for tough conversations and ugly situations, because here's what's going to happen. I have 80 years to make memories with you when we're married, so let me have tough conversations while we're dating so I can make sure God has called us to make memories together. But we would rather make dating cute and we'll get surprised when the marriage gets ugly. No, you got them switched. Stop making memories and looking cute while you're dating. Have tough and ugly conversations now, so when you get married, all you have is making memories.
So there you go. So interesting things that he brought out there. He said that people want to make memories in dating instead of marriage. And then the other thing is that he says, I don't want to make memories with you if I don't know that you're the one that God has intended for me to make memories with. And that's why for me, I always propose that dating isn't the right way to get to know a person. I mean, to know that the person is the right person for you. The right way to know is simply to know. That's the right way. So what happens in relationships is that, and this is part of what leads to destruction and separation and things like that. So what happens is that people get carried away with emotions. They start to like the physicalities of the person, the mannerisms and how he talks, and maybe even what he has, his money, his career and things like that. So people fall in love with that. And I like to actually say that I feel like sometimes people fall in love with the feeling of being in love, not really with the person. People rarely fall in love with a person. They fall in love with the idea of being in love with that person. And so the end is always catastrophic. So the best way to know that the person is for you is to simply know. And then you can do the other things, such as whether you want to call it dating or courtship or getting to know him. One of the ways that I always propose that people use to know a person is just through group interactions, where there's no interest in each other shown. You're just people who know each other. And that way you're knowing about each other independently, without any hooks on each other. Because once you know that person is interested in you, there's always this tendency to impress. And it's that tendency to impress that turns into pretense. Then we start to pretending to be someone else because we're trying to make an impression. It's not really a bad thing. But unfortunately, there's a thin line between making an impression and pretending. And so it's that phase of pretense that many of us are not able to tell and see through until we finally end up in the same house, the same room, and the same bedroom with that person. And then we wonder what we brought into the house. So that's just my proposal. I just believe that dating is trial and error. Dating is gambling. We're literally just kicking in the dark, trying to see what will happen. Trying to see if anything good will come out. The best way to know is simply to know. For those of you who are believers, There's God. God speaks. God gives us convictions. God directs us. And that's the key way to know that this is the right person for me, not through dating. Dating always produces entanglements before you even know what you're dealing with. And if anything, when you go back to the definition of dating, dating is a romantic meeting. So I always ask people, why do you want to have romantic meetings with someone that you're not sure is yours or belongs to you or you're destined to be with? Why do you want to have romantic affiliations with someone who you're not sure about? And so what happens is that once we start to like certain things about the person, we start to convince ourselves in our mind that that's the right person. And yet it's not the right person. That's what happens. So a lot to share and a lot to say about that. But, I'll leave it here for now. We've got a lot more time to talk about dating, romance, relationships, and marriage. For this particular one, let me hear your comments, write to me, and also just share your insights and experiences so we can all learn together and grow together. I hope you have a wonderful day. Like I always say, if you can't have a good day, at least then have a day. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Let's go catch the day.